In this video, I'm going to teach you how to focus on your studies without distraction. I'm going to list 9 common reasons from the psychology research. Not every reason will resonate with you, some won't. That's normal because everybody's reasons for having issues with studying is different. So the first reason is low self-confidence. So basically, if you feel like you're going to fail, you might not start in the first place. In the psychology research, this is called low self-efficacy. It's the belief in one's abilities. And if you believe your abilities are low, you might behave in that way. So if you feel like you're not going to do well, you might not try and do well. The second reason is called preference for immediate gratification. So what this means is if you have to put in effort to get a reward, sometimes some people prefer to just skip the effort and try and get the reward. So studying is a bunch of effort, and the reward, I suppose, is getting into the college degree of your choice. But that takes a lot of effort, so we're going to just dodge that and go and play video games because that's immediately rewarding. So the third reason is boredom aversion, or just more generally put, negative emotion aversion. So obviously humans like to feel happy and we don't like to feel bored or angry. So we gravitate towards things that make us happy, which might be chocolate, junk food, I suppose, and we try and get away from things that make us angry or bored, like studying, for example. The fourth reason is perfectionism and fear of failure. So some people believe that they need to be perfect before they can start. So they never start the task for fear that they are currently not perfect or will never be perfect. The fifth reason is uncertainty and unclear first steps. So some people find that they need to have a really concrete plan, a step 1, a step 2, and a step 3 before they can start the task or start studying. If there's a bit of uncertainty around, where do I start? The person might just sort of stall their behavior until they find the first step. For the sixth reason, the terms are a little bit more technical. So it's executive functioning limits. So this kind of means that some brains, they have trouble sort of organizing tasks mentally. So executive functioning is sort of the brain's director, I suppose you could say. It's the part of the brain that controls and directs a lot of the different functions within you. So this executive functioning limits is quite common in ADHD. So what this kind of means is some brains struggle to identify a task and stick to it and suppress other urges. So the seventh reason is interruptions during planning or actual study and temptations within reach. So what this kind of means is if you can manage to start studying, interruptions can obviously halt that studying. So for example, your phone making a ding notification, or also having temptations within reach. So having your phone, for example, really close to you while you're studying can make it hard to sustain focus because the reward or the fun thing is just an arm's reach away. The eighth reason is fatigue and lack of sleep. So this one's pretty straightforward. If you haven't been sleeping well, it's just simply harder to focus. And also being fatigued is when you might have already been doing a lot of work throughout the day and you've sort of absorbed your cognitive or mental resources. So then having to sit down and do something hard can be tricky when a lot of your energy has already been used up during the day. So the last reason for why studying can be hard is called the planning fallacy. So what this means is sometimes people overestimate or underestimate how long it's going to take to do something, especially if the deadline is really far away. So a person might say to themselves, well, I've got 3 months, it won't take that long. And then they're studying the night before. So for each reason, you can sort of develop a little strategy to get around it. So I'll list off a few that I know off the top of my head. So the first one is identifying the reason or the value for why you're studying. What does studying purposely mean for you? Now, I'll give you one reason that you probably haven't thought of and most people probably haven't heard of, and that's okay because it's a hard one. The reason why studying is important is because it allows you to reach your higher level IQ, your intelligence. So educational attainment is one of the nature versus nurture factors that allows it so that your brain reaches its highest level potential. So it's not enough to just inherit a high IQ from mum and dad, for example. You actually need to educate yourself and your brain in order to really sort of push yourself into your potential intellectual range. So that's one of the really important reasons why studying is important, especially at a younger age. Some other simple strategies are to visualize the plan. So what that means is write out like a to-do list, step 1, step 2, step 3, and have it written on a piece of paper or something, and then stick it to the wall so that you can see visually what you need to do. You can also put a little checkbox next to each step and tick it off as you go to give you a sense of reward and progress. Another strategy is to minimize distractors. Now, that might sound obvious, but there are lots of other distractors that you might have not thought of. So for example, you want to keep your desk, if you're studying on a desk, you want to keep it clean and decluttered. You want to try and move as much stuff away from your eyes and your visual field as you can, so that there's less distractions available for your brain to latch onto. The last strategy that I think is really useful is, as you study more and you do the same thing over and over again, you get a bit better at it, right? So you can use that as the reward to be like, I started out real bad at calculus or writing novels, and then the more that I sort of just trialed and errored my way through it, the better I got, right? So then you can look back and be like, I started at level 1 and now I'm at level 100, go me. And that sort of process of seeing yourself getting better at the thing is the reward in and of itself. I hope you found this video useful. Feel free to go into Google and Google each of the reasons that I listed and the strategies for them to get your own sort of specialized sort of plan. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you for watching and subscribe for more. See ya.